John and I were going on a walk one day, and John said, "I want to start a school." And I said, "John, you don't like teachers. Are you sure you want to do this?" And he said, "Absolutely." He goes, "We've got to take a stand in the education." And he goes, if I'm not going to do it, who's going to do it?
So there was a lot of conversation in the community when we were getting out of the jewelry business of like, what's next for you guys? And I was really ready for what's next to be nothing for a while. And John is never about nothing in the future. He's always about what's next 5 years from now, and that's where he's living versus the present where I live. And I knew how hard it would be to pull together land and people and community and curriculums to build this school that we had in our minds. And so I was super resistant to it. I did not want to build a school.
Green School would not exist without Jörg Straub.
Yeah.
He pissed off his father by becoming a timber framer.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a lifetime connection with bamboo, and he created the towers in Heart of School. He created the bridge.
So here's the football field. Do a design. You build bridges. You must be able to span a football field with bamboo. And I said, ooh, that's a challenge. Until one early morning, I got up really early. And then there were these three beautiful, the volcanoes of Bali, just the three volcanoes over the rice paddies in the very back. You had those three mountains. And boom, there it was. So I created 3 mountain buildings. Just within the afternoon, the whole model was ready. John stopped by, was amazed. And then it was to be thatched, and it looked beautiful.
I need to climb the towers. At the time, it's only the towers, not the columns. So 19 meters with this leaning up, and then I'm going up there to check every bolt is correct. And then 19 meters on the ground. It's really amazing, but at the same time, it's dangerous, scary. It's mixed. But then I've been there. It's very good. I will never do that again. But then, yeah, that's because of Heart of School. I did that.
It was actually like a mission impossible. Who will come to this school, you know? It's like out of nowhere. Not much houses, everything is just green. And the smooth road that we see nowadays, it was just a pathway.
Itu ceritanya, saya diajak ke sungai, dibawain tikar, saya disuruh duduk di pinggir sungai. Ternyata di situ dia bangun sekolah yang sekarang.
When we saw it, it was just like a bit of dirt and a lot of carpenters working on it. I didn't realize that it was gonna be like amazing or like a cathedral.
Banyak tantangannya. Masyarakat demo maunya tidak setuju ada ini. Apapun dibuat oleh tamu di sini itu positif. Pertama, nama desa diangkat bahwa ada di desa Cibangtu Green School. Kedua, tenaga kerja ditampung oleh Green School. Ketiga, anak-anak lokal di sini sangat dibantu oleh Green School.
I used to climb up the bamboos. We kind of stopped climbing on bamboos, and on the next year, the primary school, the primary years was not allowed to go out to the field. So the primary years spend their time in the classroom at break time and climb bamboo poles.
Oh iya, dulu waktu sekolah baru buka, itu dapur ada di seberang sungai di timur. Guru-guru dan anak-anak dulu makannya di sangkep. Jadi kalau membawa makanan kita ke sekolah harus jalan kaki. Kira-kira jalannya mungkin 30 menit, lumayan. Tapi ada beberapa pengalaman kalau kita menunya itu ada sup atau sejenisnya, makanan tumpah di kepala itu sudah biasa.
And that's my whole first year. A really big memory is walking to school every day with G'day, and he's been here with me throughout this whole journey. We were neighbors. We walked to school every day, and it was wonderful. Actually, when I first came here, I thought Green School was the simple buildings on the other side of the river, which was where the old green housing was for teachers and things like that. And then when I walked across the river and I saw Heart of School, it was magical. It was so unbelievable, and it was moving.
our kids joined the school and then we joined the community, we saw how incredibly special and magical Green School was. These pioneer parents who literally just jumped off the cliff, not knowing whether or not they had a parachute in their bag. They just said, we're gonna give this thing a go. And that's really what we did.
Green School, the bamboo cathedral, where the earth is our teacher and her care is our song. Ooh la la, ooh la la, ooh la, ooh la, ooh la, oh, yeah. I was coming home from Green School one day, and that meant riding my motorbike. And always, for some reason, riding on my motorbike, it's like a meditation for me. Like I'm looking at all the rice paddies go by, and I was like, I'd like to write a song. I love Green School. I'd like to write a song for the Green School community to sing together like that. And then I thought, like, who are we? And I was imagining an assembly and standing on that stage and all those kids. And I was like, we're children of the earth. And so that whole next section, we are children of the earth, boomy, boomy. And I was thinking of boomy as like that earth. And then, yeah, I just came out, and this is our fighting song. Oh, and then that next section was like those songs that really purposeful, like ritual. When we're singing together, we're feeling this like unity.
Virtually there was no, the only music was djembe drumming. I saw there was really no music and how wonderful a set of marimbas would be at this school. The first kids that signed up ended up playing together for some of them 4 years, some of them up until present now. They were the Green School Marimba Band. They were the original. Each member of the community has a part to play. And when it's played with, you know, harmony and every part interlocks beautifully together, and the result is a beautiful piece of music. So in a way, it's kind of like how we work here. Everybody has their role, has their part, with the intention, all our parts together resonates and creates one whole.
I mean, I remember when I was interviewing international school principals from the International School Principal website, and I would ask them a question. I'd say, well, international schools are a very big thing on the planet, and how could you give me just an example or two of how international schools have changed the future of education in the last 5 years?
Tumbleweed.
When I started working here, Green School was in its 3rd year of its courageous and audacious journey to assert itself in the world of education. We watched everyone around us in the school itself try and try again and fail better. But we tried and failed along with the students and along with each other, and along with the incredible community and parents who often stepped in to support and help and bring us through difficult times. We started as a school with the 3 Springs concept for our curriculum. Each of our learning areas developed with that concept in mind. So now we have the early years learning neighborhood, primary learning neighborhood, and the middle and the high school learning neighborhoods. Focused on the 4 major capacities, which is the spiritual quotient, which is an inspirational intelligence, the intellectual quotient, rational intelligence, the EQ, emotional quotient, and the KQ, the kinesthetic quotient, the active, the physical. We opened our doors in September, but in October of 2008, the global financial crisis hit, and suddenly the bubble burst. The curriculum that was initially planned for the school, the Three Springs, was questioned. And then Ronald Stones, he had been with the project since 2006, a lifelong educator and head of school. And he came in to work with our principal at the time. And what he did is he brought in the Cambridge curriculum. This particular curriculum had a range of comprehensive resources that were fairly easy for Green School to access. These are the special Green School elements. These are the things about Green School that were always going to be very special. They were things like entrepreneurial learning and innovation. They were things like being very, very deeply connected to nature and Mother Earth and learning the lessons. The high school program decided to really branch out on its own. It went through a very intensive design process. If we made truly our own Green School curriculum, this is when we had a grade 12 group, and they were going to graduate in June 2013. At the end of academic year 2013-14, a new head of school came in with deep experience in the Australian curriculum. And so this is affectionately known as what's the Green School curriculum? This is the chaos curriculum. That board of management at that time were ready to move forward. And the mission that came out of that is a community of learners making our world sustainable. Today, it is still very much a work in progress, but I would describe it as a curriculum that uses the philosophies from the Three Springs that we've had with us all along, including that children should be engaged in learning, and the best way to engage them in learning is through thematic teaching, proficiency, skills development, and experiential learning that includes project elements and green elements.
The culture at Green School is values-based at its very essence, and this is infused into the learning program and beyond that into the community, the way we operate our campus, at the board level, at the trustees level, in everything.
No limits on the possibilities. It was about an opportunity for kids, not just the privileged few who've had the opportunity to live in Bali like we had been, but it was about us being able to invite the larger world to come and experience creating a new kind of curriculum together.
I still remember that we were inviting, parents, please attend, please come here. But now we are struggling how to select them. How to select them, because a lot of our community wants to come here.
I guess it's pretty much down to I like people with a cause. I like Tim Fidgel because Tim Fidgel changed the world.
So it's a noble mission. It really needs to involve the local people around us, and the making of our world sustainable needs to begin right here in the village that we're in. And it's not going to happen unless we involve the people of the village. So a really cool connection was born out of that intention of engaging with the local community to participate in this mission of ours to make our world sustainable and to learn together what that means. So that's how Cool Connection came about.
When I take those kids from Cool Connection on a trash walk, I'm completely amazed at what this guy did with no money and no support. And as imperfect as he might be, he changed the world.
And the roots go down to the center of the earth, and the shoots reach for the sky, and we all feel deep connected. When Dr. Jane Goodall was coming to our school, could you, Sarita, organize the day that she's on campus with all the students? What if there was a song that was kind of a flash mob, where like a couple of kids were singing on the stage, but really the whole school community knew it, so by the end everyone was singing to her? And so that's what we did. And it was great because in the middle of that song we took her own poem, and she was like, oh, they're singing my poem. And it was like my heart just burst open.
As a Secretary General of the United Nations, I have been traveling many countries, but this is the most unique and impressive school I have ever visited. Thank you very much for your strong commitment and vision to make this world green.
Yeah, BioBus started in 2015, and just driving the bus for the first time on biodiesel and just like looking at people in the car, we're all looking at each other and like, we're really actually doing this. It's actually, this is it's working, a maiden voyage. Like, you know, like this is huge. This is historic.
Even just going on the bus and taking a ride and thinking, wow, like I'm doing something. Even just me sitting on this bus, I'm ensuring that I'm sustainably traveling, and I'm ensuring that I'm also spreading the message that this is the right thing to do. People see me get off the bio bus, and you know, it sends a message, absolutely. And
if you really want to do something at Green School over the next year or two, you become a carbon positive community.
Yeah.
You wipe out every bit of carbon of everybody at Green School for their whole life.
I can say it's successful in Green School, but actually the real problem of the waste is actually outside here.
I'm seeing more and more kids just coming in, local kids, and they're just sorting their trash on their own. They don't say anything, they just come in and silently sort their trash. That is the key to, you know, the key to this problem is people sorting their trash at home.
Well, everybody came to Bali expecting Green School to meet all their needs. Everybody came with their environmental agendas, their economic agendas, their academic agendas, looking to us to deliver, and there's no way. Bali's a wild place to live.
Bayangan saya itu kayak saya gabung dengan Green School itu kayak saya kerja bareng dengan National Geography.
Anak-anak itu cenderung energinya lebih melimpah, apalagi kalau udah bermain dengan flora dan fauna yang ada di lumpur. Jadi waktu itu kita desain sebuah permainan, sebuah konsep yang antara kekuatan, keseimbangan, dan keyakinan diri dalam wujud api. Jadi anak-anak itu wisuda itu atau perpisahan SMA itu kalau nggak jalan di api nggak lulus gitu ceritanya.
What did Green School create? It's not just the graduates. We need to pick out how did Green School change the world. I mean, I'm sure it's not a popular story, but we need to reach out to we have no thought about anything other than me, and yes, and I'm going to look after whatever I need to look after. Just refining the possibilities.
That it's a place that allows you to be an individual and express yourself, you know, in whatever way you choose.
I know if I had not gone to the Green School, I really don't know who I would be. I don't know if I would be me, and if I would have been in a place yet where I was comfortable enough being me.
Each of us plays an important part in being a change maker, and each of us can make a change and become a change maker. And to be honest, we already are, and each thing we do every day makes a change in the world.
I saw so much plastic that I thought it was going to kill Mother Earth. Do you think we should leave plastic bags on the ocean?
There are so many other options that you can use. I mean, literally everyone in Bali, their grandmother has maybe a papaya tree in her backyard, and you can just cut the stems of those and use them as a straw.
To make like a big truck that doesn't make pollution, cleans up anything. Planting food, and then we can save the world.
I really wanted to start a program that would tell people and to make them understand how it could change the world.
We should all start using our minds and start engineering and building more things to help the environment.
This pretty much is where we will have our water tanks that will store all the rainwater collected from the roof of these two buildings.
If you broke something, you don't replace the whole thing, you just replace the thing that makes it broken.
We look for talented Balinese students, mostly from the villages, who has potential. We sponsor them to go to school. I would want to make that bigger in the future.
All of these bad things are happening, and if we don't stop it, the future generations won't get something as good as what I did.
Green School is a cause. The whole of Green School is a cause. Being part of Green School means you're part of a cause.
Which is what we're really trying to teach, getting ready for the big world, was that they create their own compelling desire to learn, to risk, and discover for themselves.
It looks and feels to me like Green School has reached all of our objectives that we set out in 2008. We've got entrepreneurs, educators, environmentalists, stewards, Indonesian kids from the local community. The Cool Connection program is so big and so important. The kids in Green School who are absolutely committed to activism. So the Green School warrior ethos is really out there. Green School is rocking it in the world, it really is.